I just want to say to you, to those persons, if you're listening in Barbados, there are probably persons here from Barbados, or you know anybody in Barbados. I wanted to listen to this very carefully. Last night, last night that is, the Lord brought Barbados before me. Actually, for the past few days, I just kept hearing Barbados, Barbados. So yesterday evening, it became very strong in my spirit. So I decided to inquire, Lord, what is it about Barbados that you're bringing before me? What is it about Barbados? And he gave me a vision, and I was watching as I began to look into Barbados. He brought the government before me, the governing body, the present governing body in Barbados. And I began to watch, and I was looking at this body, this group of people, and they became like one person. The group of persons became like one person. And I began to look at this one person that formed the governing body of Barbados. And I was made to look down. And as I looked on the foot of the person, I saw what looks like a sore, a wound on the foot, the leg area. But as I looked, I saw it had a bandage over it, a white piece of cloth that was designed to cover the sore. But what I also saw is that the sore began to spread, and it began to ooze at the same time. But while that was happening, no one was taking notice of it. And so business continued as usual. But then as it began spreading and oozing, there was a stench. And then suddenly, because of the stench that came out of that sore, I just saw resignation begin to happen. And people began to pull themselves away. And I saw a catastrophe happening within the governing body as people began to resign. But even with the resigning and the talking about the sore, no one seemed to pay attention to it so as to help to take care of that oozing. But I don't know exactly what it is. He didn't say exactly what it is. But what I felt him saying is that if that sore is not attended to in its infancy stage, then there will be a rippling effect, and you're going to begin to notice, and you're going to begin to see. It's going to be in the newspaper. It's going to be in the television. You're going to begin to see the people began resigning. And as I looked at the moving away of persons, my eyes just went on the people of the nation, and they began to look at the governing body in a very perplexing way. And the whole nation was being affected by this. But the Lord said it does not have to happen if the sore is taken care of. So there's a sore within. He did not say exactly what it is, but if it is not taken care of, it's going to spread, it's going to ooze, there will be a stench, it will cause the resignation of many and perplexity and an unsettling in the nation of Barbados. As soon as that vision passed off, I saw a national disaster coming to the nation. But then I heard the Lord said that if my people take their rightful position, because I have empowered them to stand against the works of the enemy and to preserve my purpose within the nation. If my people take their rightful place, if my people take their rightful place and take authority over that disaster and stand with me in applying what is needed to take care of the sore within that body, he said, there will not be a spilling over and a conflict and an unsettling of the nation, because the enemy wants to do that. But the Lord wants the church in Barbados to know that you have a great responsibility to ensure that the negative effect and the negative impact that the enemy wants to come out of both the sore in the body, the governing body, and the disaster. If you don't take your rightful place, then all of us will see the unsettling, and it's not going to serve the purpose of God in terms of bringing peace and help to the people, but instead it's going to be sorrow and pain and all of those things. But the Lord revealed it. He has shown it to me and has asked me to declare it, and also to let us know that it can be stopped. It does not have to be manifested if the church does what it's supposed to do, and if the people within that governing body pay more attention to the soul and don't just talk about it. If they pay more attention to it and the wisdom of the Lord flowing through the church, things are going to be rectified, and there will not be the negative impact that this can have if nothing is done. So church, you have a responsibility, and I trust that with the wisdom of the Holy Spirit, you will do exactly what the Lord would have you to do, so as to stop that, so as to not to allow this negative impact and the unsettling and the perplexity of the nation to be the thing of the day. Okay? So you have a responsibility. You can stop this. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen if you do what the Lord would have you to do. Okay? So this is for Barbados, the island of Barbados, the nation of Barbados.